सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमुक्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। हे प्रभो आनंददाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए लीजिए हमको शरण में हम सदाचारी बने ब्रह्म चिंतक धर्म रक्षक वीर व्रत धारी बने। हे प्रभो आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए निंदा किसी की हम किसी से भूल कर भी ना करें सत्य बोले झूठ त्यागे मेल आपस में करे। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए प्रेम से हम गुरुजनों की नित्य ही सेवा करें दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा तेरे यश गाया करें। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए शीघ्र सारे दूर हमसे कीजिए दूर हमसे कीजिए। पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे। मैं तो अपने नारायण की मैं तो अपने नारायण की हो गई आप ही दासी रे हो गई आप ही दासी रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग। विष का प्याला राणा जी ने भेजा विष का प्याला राणा जी ने भेजा पीवत मीरा हासी रे पीवत मीरा हासी रे पीवत मीरा हासी रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे। लोग कहे मीरा भैर बाबरी लोग कहे मीरा भैर बाबरी बाप कहे कुल नासी रे बाप कहे कुल नासी रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध। मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर हरि चरणन की दासी रे हरि चरणन की दासी रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाची रे पग घुंघरू बांध पग घुंघरू बांध पग घुंघरू बांध मीरा नाचे। श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। We'll start. Nishkara?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hari Om, everyone. Let me begin by saying if I am.
No, don't say that.
Don't start with that. Okay.
Yeah, don't start. Never start with negative suggestion.
Yeah.
Because then the people are then I saw man back the mind. I said never said. Start.
There's no right or wrong way, but I'm trying to find whatever I have written as notes. Mainly, I'm going to try and mention that. So as we know, this Narada Bhakti Sutra, which we got an opportunity to go across. So the sutra is basically, as I read, Swami Chinmayandi says, it's a string of thoughts and ideas put together into like pearls of wisdom, which are strung together in a sutra. Also, even though we say Narada Bhakti Sutra is something written by Narada, it nowhere is a proof, it seems, that he wrote it. But since he's the most, he's the exponent of bhakti, so it definitely all these, the sutras or the slokas which are there in this are all dedicated to him, and that is why it's called the Narada Bhakti Sutra. That's what they say. Now, I will try to mention, or I am going to be talking more about Sutra from 25 to 27, which I found is more straightforward, or where it shows the greatness of love divine, which is the chapter 2, section 1, greatness of love divine, Sutra.
Page 62.
Page 62. So, to begin with, so Narada has been, whenever he has transcended the generations, like he's gone through Dhruva, then Prahalada, he made sure that the bhakti is growing as the generations or the periods go through. So that is why he's been the exponent of bhakti. That's what I can understand here. And even when I go through the book, some parts of it, where he says that even he convinced Lord Vyasa to that, he convinced him that bhakti is the main way to reach the Lord, or to get the divine, or what to me to say that when the scriptures and all, they are like very bland. It's bhakti is kind of a spice, or the one that enhances the taste of the spiritual wisdom that we all try to attain. That is the reason Vyasa, once he was convinced by Narada, he also took the thing upon him to write the Bhagavatam. That's what I came to know here. Now, regarding greatness of love divine, Sutra 25 to 27. So Sutra 25 says, Satu karma jnana yogebhyo pyadhikatara. The supreme devotion is indeed, as a technique, even superior to the path of action, karma, the path of knowledge, jnana, and the path of disciplined contemplation, yoga. So basically here he's expounding, or he's saying that bhakti is the supreme, is the best way to go about in this yuga. So in bhakti there is no fear of fall, because it is always only rising. We are always in that transcendental state of mind when we follow bhakti. Because in karma yogi, there is always an anxiousness of work undertaken. He may forget the Lord. So because when a karma yogi, he has the ability or the strength, the physical strength, to do well in the society. So usually that is like more physical work. So, and then there is always anxiousness, even though that is also a path to reach the higher. The karma yogi, in at some point, he there is always has an anxiousness, and he may tend to forget the Lord, which is the whole purpose of doing karma yoga. Then in the Jnana Yogi also, in his pursuit of regular practices of contemplation, he may lose the sight of the Lord. So because Jnana Yogi wants to get the knowledge of this book or this Shastra or this knowledge or the Vedas or all other scriptures. So at that, in that contemplation, he may lose sight of the Lord, which is the whole purpose of all this. So this includes, and it also includes the person who perceives the path of knowledge of scriptures. He may get engrossed so much to excel, because that pressure is always that he wants to excel in that what he is studying. So and then and be a master of the books that he has explored, that he would forget that the gist of all the knowledge, karma, yoga, is the Lord only. So that's how he's describing in these 25 to 27 sutras, that why or what is lacking in the karma yoga, jnana yoga, or the yoga, the knowledge karma yoga, that what is lacking, which is all basically has to have a gist of bhakti in it to reach the highest. The beauty of Bhakti Marga is that we don't need to be learned or best of health or rich. We only need a compassionate heart with a Namasmarana, name of the Lord, that we contemplate day in and day out. Name of the Lord taken with utmost love or bhakti can make even the rocks float, like how we saw in the story of Ramayana, where even when the Vanaras, they just put a rock with just his name on it, with their bhakti, that love, even the rock ended up floating on the water, to which the whole story we've seen it. Even the other example is of Gajendra, which I used to tell this story to my daughter when she was small. So even the elephant Gajendra, he was a devotee of Lord Vishnu. You might already know, but I'll just say it. So when he was in the pond, and he used to like pray every day, and he used to put a flower in front of Lord Vishnu. There was an idol there. And when one day he was caught by the crocodile, his feet was. So his only thing was calling out the Lord's name. And his bhakti, even to save him, Lord Vishnu himself came to save him from the crocodile. Even we have a more recent, like in Kali Yuga, we have the story of Meera. And I think Tushar Dada just sang her bhajan today also by chance. So Meera also, when she was offered poison because they wanted to test her, or they were so, his husband or the family members, they tried to poison her. Even the poison became nectar when she took it with in full devotion, or in that state of mind when she was thinking of the Lord, or when she was in bhakti with the Lord. I have a more recent also example. Now in bhakti, I've also seen like my parents, there was an incident, because they follow Guru Raghavendra Swami a lot, like even we all actually. So there was a story incident which I think it's also a kind of bhakti for my parents. So I wanted to share that. So they were coming in a train, like from Nagpur to Hyderabad, and that train got like there was some problem. So it was a night time, and they were sleeping, and we kids were in Hyderabad. So my parents were only there in the train, and when the train, there was sudden jittery, and then my mother, like they all woke up. Of course, the people from the top floor, they fell and everything. Oh. My mother realized, okay, there is something. And my dad was thinking about, oh, what will happen to our kids? Maybe we'll die. There was an accident. So they had a feeling that it's derailment. They might be going into an accident or dying. So he was thinking of his kids, that what's going to happen after us. And my mother, with all her faith, she was saying, only Lord Raghavendra Swami is going to save me. It seems she narrated this after this happened. So she said, I was only chanting the Lord's Raghavendra Swami's name. And it seems she and even the other passengers with her, the co-passengers, they saw a light which kind of, in that bhakti, it's all bhakti only because it's all a feeling in the mind, right? So that light protected them. And it seems there was no deaths, nothing happened. The train derailed, many of the bogies fell down, but they only got not even a scratch. Only a few of them got a scratch, whoever fell from the top. But all of them were saved. And I think it was in, I don't know the place. It was when I was small. So my mother said, Lord Raghavendra Swami only saved her, or the whole train and the people. So it was something very touching, the way she emotionally she mentioned, because if there was no faith in that divine, then probably they wouldn't have gone through this difficult period. And that's the kind of bhakti which, or belief in that guru that they believed. And then the other thing I want to say is, in the Sutra 26, bhakti is both the sadhana, the means, and the sadhya. So let me go to 26. So in Sutra 26, it says, Phalarupa vata. Phalarupa vat. So because it is the nature of the fruits of all yogis. So basically, bhakti is both the sadhana, the means, and the sadhya, the end. So it is the nature of the fruits of all the yogas. Love is the ultimate result of all pursuits. So in any of our, in any of the other paths, a pinch of bhakti or love is required to keep it going and reaching the Lord. Whereas in Bhakti Marga, the others like Karma, Jnana, Yoga automatically follow. So when we have bhakti, the other things are already a part of it. And bhakti doesn't require, as I mentioned earlier, doesn't require money, it doesn't require mental health or well-being or any other situation, like you don't have to be rich or something. So, and it's bhakti is very saral, simple, straightforward. Even when I remember that, there is a, you know how we all know the story of Valmiki, sage Valmiki, because he was a dacoit before. But just by chanting the name of Mara, 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 then he got the name of Ram, and he wrote the Ramayana, or as we all know, he became a great sage in that time. So only a Namasmaran is enough, which is the main part of bhakti, which is a part of the bhakti. And then when I said, bhakti marga is saral, simple, straightforward. There is a sense of oneness, carefreeness, and vishwas or self-confidence that Lord is with you always. So that whenever in bhakti, that is the it's like a sweetness. So it's always there. When you know the taste of sugar, as you said, that taste always remains with us, whether we have sugar in mouth always or not. We know that sense or that essence of it all the time. So, and there is a carefreeness, and we have like a self-confidence in that Lord, whose name we are all continuously chanting. Now, so it's like a self-belief about that His hand is always there, like His presence in your life at all times. This remains as long as I'm not clouded by the ego in me, and when I always surrender myself unto the Lord. Then in that stage, always the Bhakta and Bhagwan are inseparable. Now this we see also in, like I was reading where's my 27th? Okay. So we've seen this in, so even the chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita, it says that's the Bhakti Yoga. which is the main thing where he talks more about bhakti, or bhakti is the easiest or the best form of reaching me. Because in bhakti, which is all where Narada Bhakti Sutra, which is the book which we went through, he is like bhakti yoga is the easiest way to reach the Lord, as long as we have a pure heart, no ego combined with it, and we chant we have that faith in the Lord at all times. Now, that's why I mentioned the chapter 12, because that is also the Bhakti Yoga, and it presents a universal path accessible to all. Also, in Bhakti Yoga, we know that there are two forms of Bhakti, which is the Marjara Bhakti or Marakata Bhakti, which Tushar Dada had mentioned before. In Marjara Bhakti, so we might be going through those phases at some times. So now I'm a devotee or a bhakta of the Lord, and Namasmaran is my key thing. That's my self-confidence. So that's my strength. So I would sometimes follow the Marjara Bhakti, which is what which clings on to the mother, like how the baby monkey clings on to the mother and hold on to him, to his feet. So that's my form of that. At some stages of my life, that is what I might do to show my love for the Lord. In this case, that is the love for the Lord. And another would be Marakata Bhakti, where we are in situations where I give up, like I lift my hands, like how the Gajendra did that when he said, "You have to come and save me," when the Lord himself came down. So that would be the Marakata Bhakti, where the kitten just hangs in there and the mother is the one who lifts him.
It's the other way around. Markata is monkey and Marjara is kitten. Okay, thank you.
Oh, is it?
Markata is the monkey and Marjara is the cat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I wrote it like that. My apologies.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, but both are good, and probably we follow it at different times. That is what I believe. We might be this bhakti, both the different forms of bhakti, we would be following at different times, and different stages of our life at some point or the other. Now in Sutra 27, he also Narada, he says, Ishvarasyapya bhimana dveshitvat dainya prityatvacha. So Lord Narada again asserts that Bhakti Marga is the noblest of all other disciplines for spiritual self-unfoldment. Love of God removes all arrogant self-assertions and vainful self-glorifications from the devotee. So when we have love for the Lord, usually our arrogance or everything would come down automatically, or the self-glorifications that we might be having of ourselves. Also, hence in Kali Yuga, where science, atheists, and different knowledge, cultures, and conflicts prevail, bhakti is said to be straight and the saral path that a soul can pursue to reach the Lord. Now, that is why Lord Vithala also, he came, it's all Kali Yuga that he came for Pundalika. When even Pundalika was, he used to, it seems the story goes that Pundalika was not, like he used to hurt his parents, or he was very rude, or he was not taking care of them. He had a wife and all. And then they went on so the parents were very hurt, or they were sad. So when they had to they said they'll go to Haridwar, because usually in Kashi, when you give up your life, then you don't have any rebirth. So they were going, then he and his wife also insisted that we come with you. And then when they were on their journey to go to Haridwar or Kashi, they stayed back overnight, I think Kalakuta, some Rishi's house. That's where they stayed overnight for resting before they go on their journey again. So at night, he was not able to sleep. So Pundalika, that when he was in his grihastha, in his life. So it seems, and then when he saw at night when he was awake, he saw that there were some ladies coming in. Their dress was all like their clothes were all dirty, and then they went to the rishis ashram, and then they cleaned the place, and then they, they washed, they mopped and everything. And then when they came out of the ashram, after they doing all the work, their clothes were all clean, and the dresses were all like they were all fresh and clean. And then the next night also he stayed awake, and then he caught a hold of one of the ladies, and he says, why is it like this? Then the ladies, they said, we are Ganga, Yamuna, and we are the rivers, which many people come and they wash their sins in our waters. So we are all dirty. So we come and we cleanse ourselves by doing the seva. And they also pointed out that you have been harming your parents. You have been hurting their emotions a lot. So, and then with that realization, because they washed themselves, they came out clean once they came and did the seva in the ashram. So that kind of gave a realization to him, and then he started devoting his time to his parents and looking after him. That's after that only when he was fully into the seva of his parents. That's when Lord Vitthal, when he came, he wanted to come and meet his devotee, because he is the like that's where the bhakti comes. So when he sees that his devotee is in full, like the love for him increases. Even the Lord becomes meek when he sees his bhakta in any distress. So when he comes to meet Pundalika, Pundalika said, no, I'm taking care of my parents. First, you please wait. And then he throws that wheat, and that's how the story of Lord Vithala came in. Also, I had one more, which was Lord Vithala is for his love, for the bhakti that we see in our Varkaris or other people. Now, they say that he's wearing the Makara Kundala, which they say Makar is the fish. The story goes, I don't know how true it is, but there was a fisherman who came, his job is to fish, right? So he came in and brought 2 fishes to offer to the Lord. And his bhakti, and then the pujaris and all said, no, you cannot offer this, like he's vegetarian or he's God and all everything. But it seems Lord himself, he came and he accepted the gifts that the fisherman gave. And he said, I'll be adorning them as ornaments. And that is why it's called the Makar, or the fish Kundala. The other meaning, of course, there are many other meanings for the Makara Kundala, but that is one thing which I read. That's why I wanted to mention. I think I covered everything, but let me... Yeah, so that's the reason here, basically in these verses, he says that how the importance of bhakti, or bhakti is so important and so saral that it could be easily followed in this yuga, the Kali Yuga. Hari Om.
Very nice.
Not sure.
Covered everything. Very nice. Right. Only remember, Markat is Manki, and Marjara is...
yeah, I don't know. I think I wrote it down incorrectly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll correct that.
That's okay. No, just anyone has to ask her questions? You're free. Bombarder.
I came to know of 2 stories which I didn't know.
Yeah. Same with me. I didn't know. 2 stories were new for me. Good. And what else? See, even the first stanza which you explained about Satu Karma Dhyana Yoga Pyajikatara, it is like this. See, Iska phone? I don't know. Someone's calling someone. Anyway, so what is the? It is what is said there, you know. Bhakti is like a small child. Okay, small child, 2 years, 3 years old, calling on to its mother, ma. So what does she do? She knows the child is incapable of himself perform anything. So immediately she caters to all his needs. That is bhakti. Jnana, then comes karma. In his teens, that child, the mother is taking care of him, looking at him, but she knows that he is capable of doing that. And Jnana is when you become a major person, and that time she knows that he can manage it. So in both of the other things, there is the Lord is, or the mother is there with the devotee, but that person is left on his own. But in bhakti, the mother is there with the child for every action of his. And thus, if the devotee, I mean the bhakta, has nothing to fear, because he knows that his mother or his Lord is always with him. Right? That's all. Bhakti, you covered everything. Very good. Yeah. Palrupatvad also. Palrupatvad के लिए क्या है? Love. You said about the love, no? Then I just remember the story.
It's the fruit of the
Fruit of that. Yeah. Love alone is the end and also the goal. So there was one devotee who came to one saint, and he said, "I want to see the Lord. Bhagwan ka darshan chahiye." So then the master says, "You are not yet ready for it. You'll have to do the such a penance." He said, "You tell me whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it." We told him some rituals, some puja, some japa, and you do this for about a month, and then come to me. So after 1 month, he comes to them and says, "Tomorrow I'm going to show you that I will see that Lord comes and reveals himself in front of you." He was very excited, the devotee, the disciple. Said, "Tomorrow the Lord is going to say, that will be the day of fulfillment of my life." So I said, "Only do one thing. On that day, you feed 21 Brahmins and the people around you, the neighborhood." So then they prepare food, everything, and then they start waiting for the Lord to come. Now that the Lord is going to come. It is 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And just then what happens? A buffalo just barges into the entire that pandal and makes a mess of the food which is prepared. And these people get angry. अरे मैंने भगवान आ रहे उसके लिए मैंने नैवेद्य किया था. This buffalo has ruined everything. So this guy takes the stick and hits in the black and blue till blood is coming. And then again they prepare the food, they give it to them. This person comes back to his guru. What do you tell you? That time the guru is saying the buffalo comes to the guru's ashram, and the guru is catching hold of the buffalo and crying. He's saying, who's the Ravana? Who is the demon? Who is the Kamsa who hit you so brutally? And no one will forgive him. He says, "What are you telling?" This person comes. They're going to kiss him. I only. He was ashamed. He said, "I only him." He said, "Why?" He said, "He spoiled the food." He said, "If you cannot see the Lord, this is the Lord himself who has come to view darshan, and you hit him black and blue." If you said you cannot see the Lord in everything whom you come across, how can you? What else is other darshan? This is selfish darshan. So that is the pinnacle of devotion, to see Lord in each and every human being, in each and every living creature, in each and everything, whatever you come across. Bhagwan किसका कुछ है नहीं. We are just supposing that I am this body, I am this mind, these are my thoughts, this is my discriminating power, and this is my life, this is my body, and this is I am going to go in such a fashion. All thing is a myth. Myth को इसमें माया बोला है. What is not there, which try to superimpose it on it, and then try to seek happiness and joy from it, which is temporarily or ephemeral. That's what. And so that was a Palarupat. And the last one which you said, what? Ishvara, also because of God, dislike for egoism, because of his love for meekness. See, a devotee who is a real, as because the real devotee, he surrenders his self totally at the feet of the Lord. उसका मन में क्या है, नाम तू हो, मैं है नहीं, only you are there. And when that state is there in his mind, उसका खुद का कुछ उसका खुद का स्वतंत्र अस्तित्व नसतं. उनका खुद का there is no entity known as ego or a person or individual, है नहीं. So in that case, the surrender, everything becomes not natural. काय करायला लागत नाही. मोठे म्हणाले की ज्यावेळेला आपण, and therefore in the case of a devotee's life, there is no place for ego at all, because when does ego arise? When you think that I am doing something, but in the devotee, he's convinced, and his that faith is so much firm in him, that he believes that everything is being done by the Lord. So where is the question of my doing? मी काय करत नाही ना. Who is doing everything? Even the thoughts which are coming, see today's example. I had opened a different budget. कोण दिवस कुठला तरी दुसरं काढलं, and then suddenly Raju said he will be speaking. So said I just turned the page. Paga Gunguri came. So I has never sent. So let us sing. And the same thing you expounded. And it's just simple things. But then you come to know that behind everything that the play of the Lord is there. अपने लगता है हम कुछ नहीं करते रहे. We are doing nothing. We are just instruments, and he's working through us. But the only problem is that we should allow him to function through us, and that can only happen in a pure heart when you surrender yourself totally at his feet, and they just become empty. And you'll see that he'll fill you to the brink with devotion, with love, with positivity, with success. But for that, मी नको है ना. आणि मग कुठल्या देवाचं प्रार्थना आता प्रे टू होम, प्रे टू एनी इष्ट देवता ऑफ विच यू लाईक. शंकर असू दे, महादेव असू दे, देवी असू दे, राम असू दे, कृष्ण असू दे, त्याच्यात कन्फ्युजन नको. एक ने बोला मैं सुबह को राम का नाम जपता है, दोपहर को गणपति का जपता है, शाम को कृष्ण का जपता है, रात को लक्ष्मी नारायण का जपता है. अभी मेरे को कुछ हो रहा नहीं. अभी बोला वो तुम जपते हो, आने तक भाग जाते हैं, दूसरे को पकड़ते, तो वो ऐसे कैसे चलेगा ना. विष्णु बैठे थे, लक्ष्मी पैर दबा रही थी. विष्णु जी उठ के चले गए. बोले किधर जा रहे? बोला मेरा भक्त बुला रहा है. तो फिर बाहर गए, 2 मिनट में वापस आ गए. बोले क्यों? बुला रहे थे बीच में, उसने अभी शिवा को बुला रहे थे, अभी मेरे काम नहीं, शंकर भगवान देख लेंगे क्या करने का. तो ऐसा नहीं है. At one place you stick to yourself, and the most important thing, and I will conclude, do whatever you want. Do japa, do dhyan, do archana, do namasmaran, do your puja, sing bhajan, kuch bhi karo, but remember, do it with intensity. The Lord cares a hoot for how you sing, with which raga you are singing, how the melody is there, how the tal is there, how your sur is there, how the musicians are playing. He cares a hoot for that. What is what is that? Not legal, but proper way to sing this thing with notes and all. But behind every act of yours, he sees the intention. भाव कसा है? म्हणून म्हटलं भाव तोची भक्ती, भाव तोची देव. With that intensity, if you do any ritual, anything, and offer it to the Lord, it reaches him. फक्त भाव शुद्ध पाहिजे, आणि भाव पण आपल्या भावावर सगळं आहे रे. सगळं आपण म्हणतो ते किती आपण इंटेन्सिटी. आपल्याला माहिती आपण आता 10 मिनिटं ईश्वराचं नामस्मरण करणार, मग 10 मिनिटं पूर्णपणे त्याला द्या ना. 5 मिनिटं तिकडे काय करतायत ते करतायत. ते मला ते एक हा होता शिपाई, तेवढं सांगतो गोष्ट मजा म्हणून सांगतो. हा होता कोतवाल, आणि त्याचं रोजचं हे होतं काय की पूजा केल्याशिवाय घरच्या बाहेर जायचं नाही. आधी पूजा करायची, मग घरच्या बाहेर जायचं. तो पूजेला बसला, तेवढा त्या शिपायांनी चोराला पकडून आणले. चोर दारात हा पूजा करतो, ओम केशवाय नमः, संध्या करतो केशवाय नमः, माधवाय नमः, आणि कृष्णाची मूर्ती पुढे. त्याला बोलायचं नाही ना, त्याचं हे काय हे मनाचे संकल्प ठरवला की आपण बोलायचं नाही पूजेच्या वेळेला. सांगायचं कसं? मग त्याने काय केलं, बाळकृष्णाला उचलला असा, आणि तामणातलं पळी घेतली आणि ठाण मारलं. त्याला सांगितलं चोराला असं मार. तर बाळकृष्णाच मारलं धरून. असं आपलं विचित्र काहीतरी करायचं अशी गंमत असते. गंमत. राजीव.
So before that, Nishkalaka's presentation was very nice, and what I like most is the example that she gave of her parents. I think that's something which happens so personally in our family, and the faith that was seen. I think then that reconfirms the faith and this fact that God is with us always. So thank you for that. Very nice.
And you know what? It is in each one of us life, but we fail to recognize it. कितने बार होता है रे? How many times it happens? It is. You cannot say that मेरे गुजरने में कुछ हुआ नहीं. It will not be. In each and every forget everything. See that epidemic corona. कितने लोग मरे आजू बाजू के इधर उधर सब गए. Some of the relatives also went, some of our friends also went. But then we survived. How? Because of a Purushartha or because of His grace, Krupa. त्यामुळे ना सगळीकडे ईश्वराचं अस्तित्व आहे, तो आपली काळजी घेतो आणि आपल्याला जितकं जगायचं ना तितकं जगतो आणि जेव्हा जायचं तेव्हा जातो, हे लक्षात घ्या. काल आम्ही कोणाचं मी आणि चैतन्य बोलत होतो काहीतरी उदाहरण. चैतन्य आठवत आहे काय का काल संध्याकाळी बरोबर तिकडेच गेला, चैतन्य गेली वाटते. Some we are discussing of somebody, and that person went somewhere and then he met with his death. There is no likelihood of going there, but then that death pulls you there. Fit body, everything is very nice, nothing is there. Roz yoga karne ka, and that there is no chance of him going for the next 20 years. And suddenly usko kuch jhatka aaya. I remember the story. He went to that Narayanpur, and while coming, his driver was driving a car. उसको क्या झटका है, he said no तू बाजू कट मैं चलाने वाला. And so he himself went to drive the car. सामने से ट्रक आया, everyone was killed on the spot. 45 years of age, कुछ नहीं था. So then that at particular those moments, to think that I am alive because of my doing my exercise. Man, everything is a myth. Just we are alive and we are doing our work or our part or a job because the Lord wishes so. And the day He says, oh, pack up, we have to pack up and go. We have to be mentally that way prepared. चैतन्य आली का तू?
हो आहे मी, ही मला आठवत नाहीये.
गॅलरीत बोलत होतो.
आधी कोणाचं बोलत होते नाही आठवलं मला.
हा ते नाही आठवत. आपण दोन ग्रुप जण. एनिवे राजू.
हरिओम सर. हरिओम एवरीवन.
अरे
सो आई थिंक
राजू को फोकस कर. राजू आवाज भी थोड़ा जोर से कर तेरा.
अभी आ रहा है आवाज?
हाँ अभी perfect.
So I had selected this verse of chapter 6 section 1. Anyasmat saulabhya bhakto. But and that says that then all other paths, yogas, devotion is readily available and easily attainable. And coincidentally, whatever Nishkalaka spoke today, sir, you spoke today, covered most of it. So,
those who don't know, hear the recording once again, and that's it. अच्छा चलो jokes apart. और
श्लोक भी वो है.
हाँ मजा है. भगवान सब करके लेता है, हमको लगता हम कर रहे मजा है. सच में बोलो जो कुछ बोलने क्या बोल रहे बिंदस.
अन्यास्मत् saulabhyam bhaktav. Then all other paths, yogas, devotion is readily available, easily attainable. So when we look at our lives, we came into Chinmaya Mission, we understood the three different paths, that are there: Karma Yoga, Jnana Marga, the Bhakti Marga. The situations that we have gone through, and whatever Narada is told here about, what qualities are required when you follow a Karma Yoga, what qualities are required when you follow a Jnana Marga, or for that matter be Hatha Yogi. You need a fit body to follow the Hatha Yoga. And when you consider the situation that you are in currently, as Vishnu also told, Kali Yuga. So what is the easiest way, to reach that highest, or to be with the Lord there? And then we feel that with all these situations, Bhakti is what is very easy for us, and it is you don't need any qualities for it. When you see examples like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he was a poor Brahmin from a poor family. You see various other devotees from Maharashtra who came up, like Janabai or Sukha Mela, even from the mythological stories, so the historical stories like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Small examples like Shabari, Vidura, even Vibhishana for that matter. He was basically from the Rakshasa clan. So, but all these people, like, there is nothing, a prerequisite that you need, that you have to understand the six darshanas or the Brahma Sutras, or learn all those things, and follow these things to be capable to achieve it. For us in Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga is the easiest way that you can do it, and for us, we always try to find the easiest way to reach uh, our goals. The best thing that it always inspires us, inspires me basically, is love itself is the fruit of itself. You don't need anything else apart from love. Like how Gurudev has mentioned it here is, love is its own fulfillment. Like uh, when you are into the Jnana Marga, when you're into the say the Hatha Yoga Marga, your practice, and there is some proof that is required whether you are religiously following that path, and you are growing in that path. But in bhakti, it is nothing like that, because you don't remain there. You as an individual is not there, because you are devoid of your ego, you are devoid of your egocentric desires. And why this inspires is because in our daily life, it's a graph of ups and downs during our daily routines. uh, we all tend to get inspired during the study group that is there on Saturday, and that remains for a time, and then when you come back to your professional life, you again tend to fall down with your own desires or different things. But bhakti is something which you can which easily catch it up, again come back to it, and you can come back to it with just reading autobiographies of great bhaktas, or reading and listening to the stories of the Lord, how the Lord is benevolent, how the Lord is kind. The Lord Himself is of when we say devotion, when we say love, the Lord Himself is that form. So when Narada is explaining about what is devotion, so we all have that love with us, because we love our kids, we love our parents, we love our fellow beings. So it's only about uh, taking that love to the highest point, to the one that is infinite, to the one that is uh, not doesn't keep changing, and because of that change, that attachment to our senses, linking to our objects, emotion, thoughts, we feel that the happiness and the sadness in our daily routine and our daily joy, in our daily life. But when we attach that love to the highest Lord, uh, Darda is what is explained as the devotion. When we talk about devotion, a beautiful paragraph that is written here is, it is supreme love for the Lord. It depends upon nothing else. A mind totally tuned towards Lord in love, demanding nothing, not even liberation, is a mind filled with devotion. Thoughts constantly flowing in the love towards the Supreme is devotion. Nobody else, nothing else, no one else but Narayana. This attitude of heart is love. This stage is called exclusive love, Ananya Prema, and this total love for the Lord is devotion. We being fortunate enough to be in Chinmaya Mission, and meeting so many Swamijis, so many different people. I also had an opportunity to see Gandhe Maharaj. So for us, when we read stories of different saints, when we have a saint in front of us who is following that path, and deep into it, so that always is something that keeps you inspiring, and a stronghold where you can hold it on. So Gandhi Maharaj was such a person uh, who was not known by anyone as such, but just by his devotion to Lord Rama, uh, he's reached those heights. And specifically, when you see him, telling stories about the Lord, telling stories about great characters, and when you see that tears of tears dropping from the eyes, uh, it is, we can say it is, when it is said that devotion is easiest, but it is not so easiest, because to get that bhava, as Tushar said, bhava tochi deva, that feeling, that pure heart, get you being out of your ego, no individuality there, no egocentric desires. When there's no ego, there's no egocentric desires, and then it is so easily to reach there. And when you see the declarations of Lord in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Kaunteya Pratijani, Namai Bhakta Pranashati, my devotee will never perish. So even these declarations keep us in the path there, because uh, that that gives you that instills that confidence, that faith. Oh, my Lord is always there for me. And as Nishkalakshana mentioned about the experiences of her parents, each one of us has experienced different situations where we see, oh, how this did happen. It cannot happen without the Lord being there, or some supreme power being there, who is doing all that for us with that love for us. We even saw Krishna himself breaking his vow of not fighting the Mahabharata war, and protecting Arjuna from the bows and arrows of Bhishma Pitama. So uh, for the Lord, only the bhava, the devotion is important. All others is not a prerequisite. And there is so much of freedom, there is so much of different ways to get attached to the Lord. uh, the the types of devotions that we saw in Narad Bhakti Sutra, the Navavida Bhakti that is talked about in Bhagavatam. So when you have a Ishta Devta, any relation that you want to talk about with the you want to have with the Lord, maybe it is a friend, maybe it is a sevak, whatever relation what you want to have with the Lord, it is so easy to get attached to. You don't have to have so do so much, or think so much about it, because it is a daily practice that we have. And the best part of this devotion is, when we are trying to when we are trying to uh, improve our devotion, or you are trying to have more devotion in your heart by making it more purer, or reading the books of the uh, devotees, the stories of the Lord. The end of it is that the knower of the, like Gurudev said, the knower of the Brahman becomes the Brahman himself. So when you try to know the Lord, you reach there itself. So you don't have to uh, uh, the painstaking things like taking taking the Vedas and then reflecting upon it, understanding upon it, then meditating upon it. So for us, uh, devotion becomes an easiest way of uh, achieving the Lord. And whenever we hear about different devotees, different saints, their only desire, they don't have any desire, not even for devotion as we saw, but their only desire is that, oh Lord, please see to it that my devotion for you keeps increasing day by day. So I remember in Pavas, when Swami Tejavananda was taking Ramayana, there was a mention about a devotee. It is called Nirbhara Bhakti. So the devotee was asking the Lord. The Lord asked him, "What do you want?" So he said, "No, I just want a promise from you that you will take care of my devotion. So I don't have to, keep thinking about it. That devotion keeps increasing day by day. So it is called Nirbhara Bhakti." So I think for us, this would be the easiest way, and already Nishkalaka and Tushar have already spoken. So I just we'll stop here with what Gurudev has told, that maybe discover this love divine in ourselves, maybe find the courage within ourselves to live this love divine, and maybe come to explore the fulfillment of this love divine. Hari Om.
Very good. Nice. Chaitanya has raised a hand. काय ग? विचारायचं, anyone has to ask her? Ask him something. मला काय विचारायचं आहे का तुला?
नाही जमलं नाही मला.
See, the 2 points, 3 points are there. I remember to which are gaya. Next time I will take a pencil and note down when you all speak. I just forgot. First point is a devotee never falls. भक्ती मार्गात कधी माणूस पडत नाही. राजयोगात, ज्ञान योगात भ्रष्ट होतो, पडतो. He falls. A jnani falls. But a devotee never falls. It seems that he falls like a rubber ball. If it seems like he's fallen down, but the same intensity bounces back. कधी बघा. त्यामुळे भक्ताचा नमय भक्त पडण्याची त्या दृष्टीने माझा भक्त कधीच नाही, भक्ताचा कधीच नाश होतच नाही. Raj Yoga, in Jnana Yoga, there are instances in our scriptures, in our history, that they tried to reach the highest. Vishwamitra Menka सगळं तपस्या असून पण that everything was gone. There are so many instances, but you will never see that a bhakta has followed. कारण भक्ताची काळजी देव घेतो आणि देव कसा पडू शकेल? भक्त आणि देव एक रूपच झालेले असतात, त्याच्यात ह्याच्यात काहीच फरक नाही. तो ईश्वर स्वरूपच झाले असतात. आणि म्हणून तुम्ही म्हणता ना आपल्याला संत महात्मे, इतके संत महात्मे तुम्हाला कल्पना नाही, हजारो लाखो देत. ते त्यांचं कार्य स्वतःच्या दृष्टीने करत असतात. त्यांच्या दर्शन मात्रानेच तुमचं कामना पूर्ती होते. काय नाही, जाता येता कितीतरी महात्मे आहेत, तुम्हाला माहिती पण नाही जगात. इतके गुप्तपणे सगळं चाललेलं आहे. आपल्याला फक्त जे लाईमलाईट मध्ये येतात, हे अमुक अमुक तमुक तमुक इतके 1000 शिष्य आहेत, 5000 शिष्य आहेत, 5 लाख लोक महाशिवरात्रीला होते, तेवढंच माहिती आहे. पण बाकी सगळ्यांचं आपल्याला ज्ञान पण नाही. सगळी खूप महात्मे आहेत. ईश्वराच्या त्याच्यापर्यंत व्यवस्थित करून घेतोय. सगळ्यात महत्व म्हणजे आपल्याला ईश्वराने भारतभूमीत जन्म दिलाय. त्या भारतभूमीत जन्म देऊन आपल्याला अध्यात्माच्या मार्गाला लावलंय. त्यात आपल्याला सद्गुरू म्हणून गुरुदेवांसारखे आणि सगळं संत महात्म्यासारखे आपल्याला महात्म्यांचं दर्शन झालंय. आणि मग अजून आपल्याला शास्त्र जे आपण वाचतोय ते आपल्याला समजतं, याचं आकलन होतं, हेच किती महत्वाचं. तर if you bring suppose layman to this group, they will run away. Yes, in instances, दो लोग आहे, भाग गए. तो समजतच नाही ना. आणि म्हणून तुम्हाला गंधेमाऱ्यांचं आमचं दर्शन, गंधेमाऱ्याची आठवण आली, जसं लक्षात आलं एकदम. समोर डिटॅचमेंट इज दिस रिअलाइज सोल्स न, दे आर रिअली रिअलाइज. म्हणजे असं काय दुसऱ्याला दाखवायचं म्हणून करत नाही. ही एकदा प्रवचन त्यांचं कीर्तन संपलं, मग त्यांच्याकडे ती कुबडी होती ना, कुबडीची त्याला कोणीतरी समोर सोन्याचा पत्रा लावून छान करून दिली होती. सगळ्या चांदीचा पूर्ण कुबडी आणि त्याला सोन्याचा पत्रा लावला होता. असं ते होती. तर तेवढ्या बाहेर त्या सोमेश्वरच्या बाहेर तो एक बैरागी होता. तो मला म्हणून महाराज मेरे को कुबडी दो ना, बहुत अच्छी आहे, तो तेरे को चाहिए क्या म्हणे. हो हे घे म्हणून देऊ टाक. विचार पण केला नाही की या सोन्याची आहे, कशाची आहे, काय देऊ, काय पाहिजे का. तर मामानंतर कोणीतरी विचारला काय देईल, रामाने वाटत त्याच्याकडनं रामच बोलला, तर रामाला पाहिजे देऊन टाकली. मग दुसऱ्या दिवशी परत लाकडी घेऊन आली. इतकं त्या सोमर डिटॅचमेंट, सोनं जाणं चांगलं काय इन्स्टंट नाही. आपण सगळं सोनं बघतो, हे बघतो, ते बघतो, काय एवढं नाही. एवढं स्वभाव म्हणजे आणि सोमर डिटॅचमेंट नेचर अँड रिअलाइज सोल आर अटॅच टू नथिंग. दे आर अटॅच टू एव्हरीथिंग, दे आर अटॅच टू नथिंग. आलं तर म्हणतात जो देतो, जो देगा उसका भी भला, जो देगा उसका भी भला. काय फरक पडतोय. आपलं कसं, आपलं पार्शल, जो देईल ना त्याच्याबरोबर आपण छान वागणार, जो नाही देणार ना त्याबद्दल कटुता असणार, हे त्यांच्याकडे नसतंच. ईश्वरच देतोय, ईश्वरच घेऊन जातोय. आपल्याला काय फरक पडतोय. ज्यावेळेला ही वृत्ती येईल की माझ्या समोर जी व्यक्ती येतोय तो ईश्वरच त्या व्यक्तीच्या स्वरूपात आलाय आणि तो मला माझं कल्याण करण्यासाठी जे काय प्रकारे मला तो माझ्याबरोबर त्याचं काय कम्युनिकेशन आहे, आपला प्रॉब्लेमच राहणार नाही. जर कोणीतरी काहीतरी बोललं, रागाने बोललं, कोणते चिडलं, कोणी काय चुकीचं बोललं तरी ठीक आहे ना. ईश्वराला आपल्याला टेस्ट करायचं आहे, आपली परीक्षा घ्यायची. हळूहळू म्हणून बनता म्हणजे एकदम काही होणार नाही, पण हळूहळू 100% होत आहे. एक लक्षात घ्या की आपण ज्या मार्गाने जातोय त्याची आपले दिवसेंदिवस प्रगतीच होते. वी आर 100% प्रोग्रेसिंग ऑन द पाथ ऑफ डिवोशन. Be rest for sure. Otherwise, will not be in this group. I will not be able to do it. काय नाही झालं, एक दिवस नाही आलं तर काही फरक पडत नाही. आपलं 100% 100% ही मनात जर खात्री असली ना तर मग आपल्याला काय प्रॉब्लेम येणार नाही. तसं आपण करतोय, आपलं होते का नाही, तो तू किती करतोय, माझं किती होत नाही. बाबा साईबाबांकडे आलं एक व्यक्ती, त्यामुळे त्या माणसाने त्याला एक जणांनी गुरुचरित्र मला वाचतोय, माझ्यावर कृपा करा. त्यामुळे बाबा म्हणाले एक अजून एक बार पोथी होत 7 दिवसाची, तुझं कल्याण होईल. आणि त्याच्या बाजूला हे दुसरे होते दीक्षित, ते म्हणाले मी गेले 40 वर्ष रोज न चुकता गुरुचरित्र पाठ करतो, माझं काहीच नाही झालं. आणि तो ह्यांचं कसं झालं, त्यावेळेला त्यांनी सांगितलं की ज्या वेळेला होतं त्यावेळेला त्याचं ऑलरेडी सगळं झालं होतं, फक्त एक टप्प्याची बाकी होती. तुमचं सगळं व्हायचंय, पण होणार आहे 100%. हे लक्षात घ्या की संत महात्माच्या सान्निध्यात आपण आलोय, एवढं आपल्याला सगळं अनुकूल वातावरण दिलं ईश्वराने, तर आपलं कल्याण करण्यासाठीच आपण जन्म घेतलाय. हे फक्त तुमच्या मनाच्या मागे लक्षात असले, ॲट द बॅक ऑफ द माइंड कीप दिस, वी आर गोइंग टू हॅपन. बट देन इट डझंट मीन दॅट यू शुड रिमेन. त्याला गाफिलला काय शब्द आहे इन इंग्लिश? नाही गाफिल इज
नेग्लिजेंट.
नाही नेग्लिजंट नाही, नेग्लिजंट पण नाही रे.
Carefree?
नो रे.
No.
Anxious.
Lazy, just not doing anything
नाही
without effort.
No,
Taking it seriously.
Gafil is
It's a Marathi word or?
Gafil is a Marathi word or a Hindi word. Like enemy is going to come and attack the king, and he remains what? Gafil rato. Not prepared or अरे यार, there is some word.
Unresponsive?
नाही, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But you followed also said na. आपण असा, for example, voting is there on the 20th, 18th, 17th, and you don't go for voting. Why? अरे हमको मालूम है मोदी आने, क्यों जाने का वोट करने, जान दे, नको जायला. हाँ असं जान वोट केला, सब जगह ना मैं नहीं दे क्या फरक है असं जे त्याला केअरफ्री नाही रे. वी रिमेन वेट, आता गुगल सर्च केलं नाही रे, एक मिनिट. गाफिल तर आता गुगल सर्च केल्याशिवाय मला पर्याय खूप ताप देतात. गाफिलचा शब्द अर्थ माहित नाही म्हणजे काय राव, गाफिल माहित नाही तुम्हाला? केअरलेस आलं, लक्ष न देणारा, गैरसावध, बेपरवा, इज नॉट अलर्ट, इनअटेंटिव्ह और इनअटेंटिव्ह. गाफिल, बेसूद, बेखबर, असावधान.
Not vigilant.
Not vigilant, inattentive, बेखबर, असावधान. म्हणजे is not cautious, not alert, careless. जाऊ दे, होतं तर बघूया. Careless actions always happen when the person is not vigilant, not attentive, not paying attention to what he's doing. And even in spirituality, if you are vigilant, and Gurudev what he says, if you are on this path, you have to always have a vigilant and which mind? Alert and vigilant mind.
Alert and vigilant.
That is famous lines always. In every discourse says somewhere or other it should come. That an alert and vigilant mind alone can help you to reach that list. Okay. बाकी राजू छान केलं सगळं.
Was it Tukaram who had written all the abhangs and all was put in the water or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So whatever,
and then
that you were it came back.
Of course.
Yes. It's still there in Dehu. It is kept in a small temple or small room sort of a thing. In Dehu mein hai wo.
देखा क्या? You can see that?
I have seen. Yeah, I had been to Dehu. First time I had been. अभी I think last year or something. मैंने देखा वो एक ऐसा कमरा जैसे रखा है, उसमें रखा है, और वो बोलते हैं कि भाई वो पत्थर भी है जहाँ बैठ के वो इंतजार कर रहे थे फेंक के.
वो भी रखा है.
पूना में लेके मैं पहली बार गई थी.
क्या मतलब इतने साल हो गए. But then see क्या होता है माहिती का निष्कला, our mind is such now we only want to cling on to miracles. Okay, and if that saint or Mahatma is not doing any miracles, it is not a low level का महात्मा है. Higher level का महात्मा देखो क्या कर रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है. All Mahatmas are Mahatma in their self. Like Gurudev, he never wanted to show miracles at in any stage. There are infinite examples in which people have been. For example, I tell you, how much we have to speak on Ram Lokher. Okay, I'll just tell the story in short. And Amjad, what is his name? Tendulkar. आपल्याकडे कोण होतं का चेताली ते दोघं बहीण भाऊ नितीन तडवळकर. He was the president of Chinmay Mission Pune once, and he had gone to Siddhabali, and he said, Gurudev, I'm going to leave today, my bus is there, and tomorrow evening my train is there from somewhere back to Pune. So Gurudev told him, you are not going today. He says, I have booked my ticket, whatever the reason, you are not going to go. And it so happened that that particular bus met into the accident, all the 32 passengers in it died. And then he used to stay till he left Chinmay Mission for some cause, but he used to stay till the last moment. He passed like that. I am there because Gurudev told me not to go, otherwise, and I listened to him. Because the masters tell us, we don't listen. Anyway, बोला कोणा रे काज पुढच्या
माझं
आहे का तयार?
माझं श्लोक
तयार आहे का? बोला.
वो आई थिंक आई लव यू में था ना, प्रोफिशिएंसी एंड एफिशिएंसी.
नहीं क्या इसमें नहीं था, इसमें था अनफोल्डमेंट में था
कि हमारे पास है सब कुछ, to put into practice is our where we lack.
चलो अच्छा ना.
ओके हाँ. पुढे पाहता सर्व ही कोंदले से, अभाग्या सहे दृश्य पाषाण भासे, अभावे कदा पुण्य गाठी पडेना, जुने ठेवणे मी पणे आकळेना. जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. In literal words he says ki when you look ahead, everywhere you can see Lord. One who sees the Lord everywhere feels the Lord everywhere. One who is unfortunate, he can even in the Lord he can see only a stone. ये पाषाण भासे, पत्थर में उसको पत्थर ही दिखेगा, उधर उसको भगवान नहीं दिखेगा. एंड ऐसे लोगों के पल्ले नेवर मेरिट और पुण्य कभी नहीं आएगा, because their ego is so much that ego wields the vision of the Lord where only they see the stone. Best example is Prahlad. His devotion was so much कि when Hiranyakashipu, his father asked कि you say Narayana is everywhere, कहाँ है Narayana, इधर है क्या, and then he points out to the pillar also, and he says, can you see Narayana here? He says yes, and he hits one, and then Narsimha comes out. So one can feel the presence of Lord everywhere if he is actually wants to see Lord everywhere. उसके मन में रहेगा तो उसको हर जगह नारायण मूर्ति में ही नहीं, हर पत्थर में भी उसको भगवान दिखेगा. Another example, I recently heard a story. I don't know whether I put it on this group. नामदेव का एक यात्रा करके एक स्टोरी था. उसमें नामदेव is so ardent devotee of Vithala that he doesn't want to leave Pandharpur and go. But Vithala has some other plans for him. So once when Jnaneshwar Maharaj comes to Pandharpur, he suggests him to come for a yatra with him. And Vithala, who is in the form of Pandu, a small boy playing with Namdev always, he says ki no, you must go, I am here, I will be here only, you go and come. So I don't remember the name of Namdev Maharaj's guru. So when they go on a yatra, they go to a Shiva temple. They go to a Shiva temple, and when they enter the temple, they see a person sitting there on Shivalinga, near Shivalinga, और पैर ऐसे शिवलिंगा के ऊपर ऐसे रखे हुए. So Namdev Maharaj gets very furious. He says, who is this person and why is he keeping his foot on the Swami? So he goes to that person and he asks, why have you kept the foot on the Lord? Why you it's not right. So that Swami says ki, okay, you tell me, you can move my foot and you can tell me where I can keep. So Namdev Maharaj tries to lift his foot and he tries to keep that foot somewhere else, but everywhere he can see only Shiva, 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 Shiva. So he says, when I can see Shiva, Shiva everywhere, then where is a place where I cannot see the Lord at all? So that is when he says, I considered him as a guru, and since then उनकी मार्ग पे मैं चलने लगा, and गुरु का उपदेश उनको वहां से शुरू हुआ. Then that was his guru who was sitting there in that Shiva temple. He was his own guru. He led him ahead in his life yatra. So if you are a real bhakt, means if you have love for the Lord, you will see him everywhere, everything. It may not be a person, but it may be everything. Those who don't have that faith, those who don't have bhakti, Bhagwan ka murti bhi, he will be like a stone for that person. Or nothing can be done till the time that wheel of ego or ignorance doesn't move out of his place.
And then Namdevaचं कसं होतं, he was so much attached to the Lord Panduranga till that age. The moment Guruची कृपा झाली, after that till the age of 80, he never came back to Pandharpur again. Then he was in Punjab. He never come back to Pandharpur. मग असं गुरुची कृपा झाली की मग सगळीकडे ईश्वर, अर्चनावर सगळीकडे ईश्वराचं दर्शन होतं. I read the exact meaning here in this what it is written. So then हे जुने ठेवणे, हे आत्माख्या धन ज्याच्या ज्याच्या मालकीचे असून प्रत्येकाच्या अगदी जवळ आहे, पण भ्रमामुळे मिळत नाही. ह्या त्रिगुणात सापडल्यामुळे त्याला भ्रम झाला आहे, त्यामुळे हा दुःख भोगीत आहे. वृत्ती गुणावेगळी होत नाही, गुणातीत किंवा निस्त्रैगुण्य पावत नाही. गुण याच्या जवळ असल्याचे याचेच धन त्याला मिळत नाही. And meaning what? That we get entangled or involved in the sattva ramaja janmatama guna in our daily life, and we go on repeating our lives in those gunas, and we fail to see the real nature of the Lord everywhere.
पुढचं 140 वाजताय, 139 नाही येते.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Very sorry. Chaitali, sorry. Thank you. हे गुप्तधन कोणी करून ठेवलेले आहे असं नव्हे, ते 14 कोंदटलेले आहेत. रघुनाथा भजनाने त्याचा लाभ होतो, पण अभागी मनुष्याला दाशरथी रामाला सर्वव्यापी राम दिसत नसून पाषाण मूर्ती दिसते. That's why I'm wondering why it is happening. Archana is saying something, I am reading something else. Okay. त्याला कोणी काय करायचंय? अशा अभावाने, अश्रद्धेने पुण्य गाठी पडत नाही व जुने ठेवणे प्राप्त होत नाही. बरोबर आहे. अर्चना, nothing to say. You have completed. That's a little bit confused. ऐसे क्या हो रहा है?
No issues, no issues.
मन चैतन्य सांग. Thank you. बोल.
जयाचे तया चूकले प्राप्त नाही, गुणे गोविले जाहले दुःख देही. गुणा वेगळी वृत्ती तेही वळेना, जुने ठेवणे मी पणे आकळेना. जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. आत्मस्वरूप साक्षात्कार हे धन प्रत्येकाजवळच असते, पण सत्व रज तम या त्रिगुणांच्या बंधनामुळे किंवा भ्रमामुळे हे आत्मस्वरूप ओळखायला चुकतो व दुःख भोगीत असतो. वृत्ती ही गुणांपेक्षा वेगळी होत नाही, म्हणून अशा व्यक्तीला स्वतःजवळच असून सुद्धा आत्मसाक्षात्कार होत नाही. गीतेच्या 14व्या अध्यायात भगवान श्रीकृष्णांनी गुणांमध्ये अडकणे कसे व गुणांहून वेगळे होणे कसे याचा बोध केलेला आहे. जग हे त्रिगुणांनी भरलेले आहे. सत्व शुद्धता, सात्विकता, पवित्रता, तसंच रजस क्रिया, पॅशन, आणि तमस अज्ञान, आळशीपणा एक्सेट्रा. हे तिन्ही गुण देही जो अंतरात्मा किंवा आत्मा आहे त्याला देहाशी जखडून ठेवतात. रामकृष्ण परमहंसांची एक गोष्ट आहे. 3 दरोडेखोर असतात. ते जंगलातून जाणाऱ्या एका श्रीमंत माणसाला गाठतात व लुटतात. मग त्याला एक जण त्यातला म्हणतो की याला ठार मारा, तर दुसरा म्हणतो नको ठार नको मारायला, आपण याला बांधून ठेवूयात. मग सगळेजण त्याला बांधतात आणि निघून जातात. नंतर थोड्या वेळाने तिसरा दरोडेखोर येतो आणि तो त्या माणसाला त्या बंधनातून सोडवतो आणि त्याला मुख्य रस्त्याचा मार्ग दाखवतो. तो माणूस म्हणतो चल माझ्या घरी, माझी घरची लोक तुला बघून खूप आनंदित होतील. तर तो म्हणतो नको मला पोलीस पकडतील, त्यामुळे मी येत नाही. तर हे त्रिगुणांशी कसं संबंधित? तर जो ठार मारणारा असतो त्याला तामसिकता असते, तामसिकता काय करते? सर्वांचा नाश करते. राजसिकता काय असते? जो बांधणारा होता. राजसिकता माणसाला क्रियेमध्ये किंवा ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मध्ये बांधून ठेवते आणि त्यामुळे देवाला विसरायला होतं. मग तिसरा जो माणूस होता तो सात्विकतेचं प्रतिनिधित्व करतो. तो माणसाला देवाकडे जायचं कसं याचा मार्ग दाखवतो. भक्ती, करुणा, दीनता, दानशूरपणा. आणि त्या व्यक्तीचं घर म्हणजे काय? तर ते परब्रह्म. पण मग या तिन्हीच्या पलीकडे गेल्यावरच परब्रह्माची प्राप्ती होते. या तिन्ही गुणांच्या जो पलीकडे जातो तोच आत्मसाक्षात्काराचे ज्ञान प्राप्त करू शकतो. सर्व साक्षात्कारी देव परमात्मा हा असा आहे की तो या तिन्ही गुणांच्या परे आहे. म्हणूनच त्याला त्रिगुणातीत असे म्हणतात. ज्यांनी या तिन्ही गुणांवर विजय मिळवला आहे तर त्याला असे आणि परमात्मा प्राप्ती झाली आहे. तर ज्याला कळले आहे या गुणांशीच काय, पण या देहाशी माझा संबंध नाही, मी या देहाहून वेगळा आहे, देहाचा गुणांचा साक्षी आहे असे जो जाणतो तो गुणांच्या कार्यात असूनही आपली गुणातीतता ओळखतो, त्याला जुने ठेवणे जवळच आढळते. हरिओम.
खूप अवघड आहे, अवघड आहे समजायला. परत परत वाचायला पाहिजे. ही सत्वरज तमगुण जे आहेत ते आपल्याला बांधतात. वी आर ऑलवेज बाउंड बाय दोस. ते गुणांमध्येच आपलं आयुष्य चाललेलं असतं. आणि जो या गुणाच्या हे बघा कसं असतं की आपल्या पायात काटा शिरला, काट्याला दुसरा काटा सापडला की तो त्या काटाने पण हा काटा काढायचा आणि तो दुसरा काटा पण फेकून द्यायचा. तो काटा खिशात ठेवायचा नाही, वा छान आहे काटावर. तसंच हे गुण आहे, त्याच्यातले आपण त्या गुणाने या गुणांवर विजय मिळायचा, नंतर तो गुण पण टाकून द्यायचा. नाही तर सत्वात अडकतो माणूस. सत्वात अडकतो म्हणजे काय की तुमचं माझा आता असं करायला पाहिजे, माझा आता माझं असं आहे काय, माझं पूजा व्हायला पाहिजे, संध्या व्हायला पाहिजे, माझं सगळं स्वयंपाक येतो सोळात व्हायला पाहिजे, माझ्या देवाची पूजा व्हायला पाहिजे. ह्याच्यात अडकून बसतो की आपल्याला समजायला पाहिजे की गुरुदेव ऑलवेज टोल्ड these are the pointers. The goal is all these things which are there, ज्ञान, कर्म, भक्ती, योग, राजयोग, नारद भक्ती सूत्र, आता काय करणार उपदेश किंवा गीता, all these are pointers. You don't catch all of the pointers, you reach that goal. That those are pointers that show you the goal. त्याच्यामुळे त्या पॉइंटर्स मध्ये अडकून बसतो ना. He becomes a good orator, people are praising him, then he has seen so many people छान बोलतात आणि मग त्याच्यात वा काय छान बोलले, पण ते घेण्याचं काय नसतं. ओरिटोरसी, इफ यू साधी गोष्ट तुम्हाला मराठीवर प्रभुत्व पाहिजे तर एक 3-4 वेळा ज्ञानेश्वरी वाचा, विल बी द बेस्ट ओरिटर. काही ते जमलं तो वाचा ज्ञानेश्वर. त्या ज्ञानेश्वर म्हणायची कृपा पण असेल आणि तुम्ही आजकाल बोलायला पण लागेल. मी अजूनपर्यंत वाचलं नाही फॉर काइंडनेस इन्फॉर्मेशन, डोक्यात माहिती असेल तर. पण काय म्हणजे सांगायचं म्हटलं तर काय, यू कॅन बिकम गुड ओरेटर, गुड सिंगर, सगळं छान आहे. पण जे व्हॉट यू हॅव टू रीच, यू कॅन रीच दॅट ओनली वेन यू गो अक्रॉस ऑल दिस सत्वरजनिता बियॉन्ड इट. ओके, पुढच्या वेळेला कोण काय करतं? एनिथिंग एल्स ऑर conclude?
You said Jnaneshwari Vacha, which they are written by many people. No?
No. Jnaneshwari.
Yes, but interpretation.
कमेंट्री सगळ्यात बेस्ट आहे दांडेकरांची. दांडेकर, मामा दांडेकर, त्याचं नाव काय होतं? मामासाहेब दांडेकर. साखरे बोका मत पडो.
सोनोपंत
दांडेकर. साखरे बोका क्या है, उनका ज्ञान मार्ग से दिया पूरा. एंड लाइक हाउ द इस्कॉन पीपल हैव मिसइंटरप्रेटेड भगवत गीता है, जैसे दे आर सब भक्ति में ले लिया है. देन मजा नहीं आता. यू हैव टू टेक द थिंग्स एज दे आर. And Sonopanta Dandekar was the principal of SP College, and he was a great saint of those times. And he has interpreted the thing as it is. तसं आहे तसंच ज्ञानेश्वरी. पण त्यांनी ज्ञानेश्वरी वाचायला पाहिजे हिला तरी काहीतरी. तर मग काय करायचं, जर गीताच्या ज्ञानेश्वरीच घेऊया.
Actually, I am watching that serial of Jnaneshwar Mauli.
छान आहे. हो का, काय देवाची इच्छा असेल. गीता वाचायची आपण गुरुदेवांची घ्यायची पण हे घ्यायचं. ज्ञानेश्वर पण खूप सुंदर. पुढच्याला कोण म्हणणार आहे आता? राहिले विजू आणि रवी. एक श्लोक कुठला येतो तुम्ही परवा मना श्लोक 141 रवी घे आणि 142 विजिगिट. आणि हे बोलायचं कोण राहिले आता अजून? अर्चना राहिले का? कोण राहिले?
गीता.
अर्चना पण राहिले ना. अर्चना एंड गीता राइट. एंड लेट अस सी. And Divya को देखो बाद आज फोन करके देखो.
Yes, sir, I'll try next week.
Are you busy with next week?
This week I'm busy, but I'll try. If not possible, I'll let you know. But I'll try next week.
Because every बाकी सबका हो गया है ना.
No, I'll try.
चैताली पण राहिले वाटतं नाही का? चैताली आल्या बोलली मग तुला कन्सेशन तुमच्याकडे. त्यामुळे अर्चना आणि दुसरं कोण म्हणत गीता राहिले. गीता विल ऑल्सो स्पीक. तो बोलतो या कोणीतरी प्लीज निष्कला प्लीज दे. ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखं वा भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.
We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us in the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
Hari Om.